Hi and welcome back to Cheeky Crypto. My name is Nick and today guys we're jumping into the world of XRP, taking a look at the most recent price action and what I would expect to happen next. As I get into this video, if you find it useful and informative, hit the like button. I really do appreciate that. If you happen to be new to the channel, then why not go ahead and subscribe. Tap the bell, select all notifications, and in doing so you will be kept up to date with absolutely everything that we do here at Cheeky Crypto. Now, if you have not yet joined us in Discord, links in the description down below. Fantastic community talking crypto 24/7. It's completely free and I don't think you'll be disappointed by what you find down there. But if you are looking for a little bit more from the crypto space, then check out the Patreon services as well. We do a lot more down for our Patreon members in Discord, so why not check that out? Okay, let's waste no more time and jump right on into this. XRP paired up with USDT. On the hourly chart, Binance is the data source. Now, as you can see here, we've obviously been doing a fair amount of analysis here for XRP. And, we are tracking this kind of move to the downside. And we're looking at this as a big ABC structure. We are looking to kind of come down, reasonably low as a part of our E wave. We're kind of looking at this maybe dropping down below 30 cent. So that, that still hasn't played out just yet, but this could be a big structural move to the downside, a bigger ABC structure. So we want to be really aware that, although we can get kind of, I guess, really carried away with the recent kind of price action, it looks really good and all of that kind of stuff, we should definitely be aware that there is a macro that is telling us that there's a likelihood of downside, okay, and it's a high probability of it, okay. So until that changes, we should be very cautious, okay. So I'm not saying that this isn't necessarily the bottom and the bottom's in. That is a possibility. I just don't think that is a very likely scenario considering other variables. So we have to consider that it is a little bit more room to the downside, and all of this here is all a part of a corrective play, which would be putting us into a false sense of security. Okay, now this one here is taking a look like we're pulling back down, but we also have it the other way, as I was talking about the other day. If I pulled that back over there, we've got this as a potential A, B, and finishing C, okay? And this is the one that I think is the most likely. And we are actually looking at the double top scenario still. I think that 46.59 is going to be the most probable area because we haven't had a huge surge so far. And as a result of that, I think, yeah, we are more than likely just going to find a double top and then break down from there. 52.09, however, would be the one-to-one ratio and would be an area that we would focus on normally. But I think there's going to be too much resistance right up here. So let's take a look, right? So as we come into here, we can, of course, see this recent move is very much aligned to the rest of the crypto space in the way that it is impulsive in its nature, or at least it's a 5-wave count in its nature. And you can see quite here clearly that we hit past the 1.618. There's a high probability that this is going to have a 5th wave to the upside. Okay, so we pull back down, and this low has not crossed wave 1, which is one of those requirements that would basically invalidate the structure, but we are okay. And then we have that final 5th wave up. Now, what's interesting about this is we do have a kind of 5-wave structure inside the wave 3, but we haven't got that inside wave 1, and we could potentially look for that inside this wave 5, just taking us up a little bit further than expected. Okay, if we were to measure the distance here on our wave 4 at the moment as it stands, grab hold of that one there, we can see that this actually looks like it's going to be between 44.1 and 45.2 for our final 5th wave high. Okay, so that would put it a little bit short, which basically means that we're having to look for some kind of overextension here, and which is possible that we actually then go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 like that. Okay, and it would be unusual that you'd have this though, because normally you'd have 5-wave structure also inside your wave 1, but that's not there. So we should be cautious and should be really thinking about how high this thing is likely to go before we actually pull back down. But we are looking for now, I would say 44.1 before maybe we see a corrective move, and it could be a zigzag pattern as well, guys, which means we end up with correction here and then we end up with the final 5 moves to take us up there. There's a couple of different scenarios that could play out, but essentially what you end up with is this entire macro correction. Once that is done, basically then we pull back down, and we should be aiming for less than 30 cent in my opinion. Now, that's the hourly chart, right? And if we zoom out onto the 8 hour, you can see here how this structure has been appearing. We basically have this big correction taking us down to these low points, and we are just bouncing up, and we're looking for that finishing move of our E wave. That should be an ABC structure in total. So that's kind of what we're looking for, and then afterwards we all end up with this hopefully this impulsive structure taking us on out. And this is because we are actually inside this Elliott wave triangle and the E wave at the moment. So we should be cautious about this, but we had this pullback. We could pull back down a little bit lower and then basically move on up from there. Okay, so E wave, it's unpredictable. It can be short, it can be long. In the case of XRP here, it has broken out of our triangular wedge and is long. Essentially, yeah, that's kind of what we're looking at here. And I think for the most part, we should be then thinking about what happens next, which is, of course, this structure to the upside. Currently mapping out about $6.55, but could, of course, change reasonably soon. Now, if I come back into our hourly, what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring the stochastic RSI up, and we're going to take a look at this. So we can see here on this hourly chart that it is just coming out of this oversold area. So we are looking for that final fifth wave move up on the hourly chart. Now, on the 4 hourly, it has come down a little bit, so this can, of course, reverse back up again. It can move back up into the overbought area pretty reasonably, but the 8 hourly chart, of course, is overbought. The daily chart is overbought, so there's a limited amount of room on the macro to say that we're going to continue the pump to the upside. Instead, there's actually more of a probability suggesting that we're going to drop down and into those low points along with the rest of the markets. Is no different to Bitcoin or anyone other, any other altcoin, right? So some fantastic opportunities for accumulating some more XRP. I think is potentially just around the corner, and something that we probably want to take advantage of. But do be aware that if we were to lose this high point just over here of this wave 1, and this actually comes in, guys, for your awareness, is 40.32. Okay, if we go lower than that now, it would invalidate this 5-wave structure upwards, and it just becomes a corrective structure up. And again, I still think we'd push up towards our double top scenario. I don't think that changes just how we journey to it. That would change. Just be aware of these things. For the most part, we're actually okay right now. And if we continue this move to the upside and we have a strong wave 3, wave 4, and wave 5, we should end up completing this macro 5 on this hourly chart in a really strong way. So what I mean by that is, if we have 1, we finish the 2 here, we have a good 3 now. Pull back for 4, go up for 5, and all of that would actually then complete our 5th wave total. Okay, that would be a really nice way to kind of look at it and kind of, witness how this journey for our 5th wave actually completes. But other than that, we should be pretty much optimistic for some accumulation zones a bit later on. Guys, I'm going to leave the video there. If you found this useful and informative, hit the like button. I really do appreciate that. If you happen to be new to the channel, then why not go ahead and subscribe, tap the bell, select all notifications, and in doing so, you will be kept up to date with absolutely everything that we do here at Cheeky Crypto. With all that said, done, out of the way, I hope everyone has a fantastic day, and I'll catch you all in the next one.